It's the first anniversary of Barack Obama's election as president. On November 4, 2008, Obama delivered his victory speech before a jubilant crowd of 250,000 in his hometown of Chicago. It was one of those rare moments in American politics when something truly special and historic actually happened: the election of the first African-American president, and the man in whom millions of Americans had invested their hopes and dreams and their desire for change. But since then, reality has settled in. The jobless rate is approaching 10%, despite all the efforts of the White House and Congress to right the worst economy in a generation. And the middle class is growing more and more concerned, something that Obama has acknowledged in recent speeches. In fact, the unemployment picture is probably the biggest problem that Obama faces right now. Americans are starting to feel that charisma and good intentions are not enough, and they want results. On another front, what does the international landscape look like a year after Obama's election? People in other countries like Obama's promises to work in partnership with American allies rather than try to impose his ideas, a criticism of his predecessor, George W. Bush. But the U.S. is still engaged in two wars, with Obama trying to wind down the conflict in Iraq while considering whether to escalate efforts in Afghanistan. Obama recently told an audience of military personnel and their families in Jacksonville, Florida, that he won't be rushed on Afghanistan. There's been lots of pressure from Republicans for Obama to immediately accept military recommendations for more troops there. A decision is expected in the next few weeks. In sum, a year after that historic election of 2008, much of the jubilation has turned to anxiety, and much of the hope has turned to concern. Now it's up to President Obama to lift up the country's spirits and get the public mood on the right track again. That will be a central part of his agenda for the next year. For U.S. News and World Report, I'm Ken Walsh.